supposed to get up to 61 degrees today. Oh, yes. I love these change of seasons. In fact, these transitions just remind me of so much of what God is looking for us to be, which is endlessly in this posture of transitioning. Oh, yeah. And of course, by that I mean moving from one level to another. That's where we meet God, because He's ever moving. So again, this is another kind of a meditation that can be useful throughout every day. That we're ever attentive to the choices that we make that are moving us into that next level. Oh yeah. Because when you do that and you practice that mindset, then you are more attentive to the fact that God wants to use us, instead of us getting stuck in our patterns of mind and patterns of behavior and just kind of getting through the day the best we can. And instead, you're nurturing a mode of creativity that, by definition, never ceases. Oh yeah. Just like that, baby. And towards that goal, I almost called it an end, but it's not an end because it keeps going. But the goal of being ever positioned for endless transformation, then we have the experience of the joy of God's presence. Because He is ever creating. So if we're ever creating in Him, with Him, by Him, then we have the comfort of never being alone. And so we bear witness to that comfort and relationship that can be measured by those who are desperate for that relationship. And some people don't even really realize it. You know, they're just upset, or they're anxious, or they're depressed, or they're distracted. Might not know that the answer is in a relationship with God. But because we do, then we can be witnesses to that truth. And so, even if we're not saying anything directly or teaching anything, our presence in His presence together creates a safe space for learning and risking new steps for lasting growth. Oh yeah. Just like that, baby. And so you start your days off nurturing this kind of discipline. Then you cherish every opportunity for more discipline and precise acting, precise behaviors, because they will yield the fruit of that nurturance. So every little choice you make is feeding into the ocean or the river of His ever-expanding love and comfort. Oh yeah. And because we know these things, these are not just imaginings. We know these things because we experience them, and we know we can collect that data that it's not us creating this, because we're yielding to something other than just ourselves. And so when we continually get evidence that we're experiencing this supernatural power to transcend our frailties, then that's the evidence that we need to encourage us that we're on the right road, as opposed to believing everything in the Bible and then trying to make sense out of things that don't make sense anymore because they were created at a time where people were creating images of a fearful God who strikes fear in enemies. I mean, all those stories come out of that creation of God in humanity's imagination. And then, thankfully, there are parts that are actually aligned with what we're talking about. And in those cases, we know those are divine emanations, expressions, because when you apply them, they eternally come back to us as life-giving, as opposed to stories about retribution, vengeance, etc. So there you have it, sweethearts. There's your map for today and every day. But as you practice this and it becomes a discipline for you, you're going to become so excited about it, because even though you're engaging in the same discipline every day, the fruit of that discipline is a new level of experiencing God